Hello friends, my name is Swapnil Wagh. I am assistant professor in botany at Arts, Commerce and Science College, Chanbad. In previous lecture, we studied or discussed the introduction to plant physiology. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study photosynthesis, part 1. First of all, photosynthesis is divided into the two parts. One is the photo part and second one is the synthesis part. In photo part, ATP and NADPH2 are synthesized, and this ATP and NADPH2 used as a reducing substrate in a synthesis part for synthesis of starch, and ADP and NADP are regenerate in the synthesis part. They again used in the photo part for synthesis of ATP and NADPH2. Therefore, both parts, photo part and the synthesis part, they are interdependent on each other. Then where is the location of this photo part and the synthesis part? Where they are carried out? Photo part carried out in presence of light in grana, while synthesis part is also known as dark reaction. It carried out in stroma. These are the locations of photo part and the synthesis part. In photo part, we generally study the cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation, while in synthesis part we study C3 cycle. It is also known as Calvin cycle. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss or study ultrastructure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a cell organelle, and this cell organelle is responsible for the photosynthesis. Actually, chloroplast is made up of two membranes, outer membrane and the inner membrane. It is also known as external membrane or the internal membrane. The space between these two membranes is known as intermembrane space. Then inside the chloroplast, a space or free space is known as stroma. It is known as stroma. In mitochondria, it is known as matrix. Then these are the granas. These green colors are the granas. Then what are the granas? These granum or granas, they are made up of thylakoids. These thylakoids, they stick over one another to form a grana. These all grana, they are connected by stromal lamellae. The connection between two granas is known as stromal lamellae. Then chloroplast has its own genetic material. See, it has its own DNA molecule. Then also ribosomes are present inside the chloroplast. Then these are the thylakoids. Then see here, this is the thylakoid membrane where actually photo part takes place. Then this is the lumen. Lumen means inner space of thylakoid is known as lumen. Then these are the lamellae. Lamellae, stromal lamellae. They connect the two grana, is known as stromal lamellae. Then I told you there are the two parts of photosynthesis. One part is the photo part and second one is the synthesis part. Actually, photo part takes place inside the membrane of grana. This is membrane, and inside this membrane some intermembrane proteins are situated. They are responsible for the photo part. And second one, Calvin cycle. It is also known as C3 cycle. Why it is called as C3 cycle? Because first stable compound form in a Calvin cycle is the 3 carbon compound. It is the 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Therefore, it is known as C3 cycle. Now, see what are the photosystems. In a previous lecture, we discuss about photosystems. There are 2 photosystems present, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Then see the composition of these photosystems. Actually, these photosystems are the major part of photosynthesis. The composition, see the discovery of red drop and immersion enhancement effect has led scientists to suggest that photosynthesis is driven by 2 photochemical processes. What is meant by red drop? Red drop we studied earlier in TYBSc. When we provide a plant with only red light or only far red light, the wavelength of red light is 680 nanometer, while far red light is 700 or more than 700 nanometer. The photosynthesis get reduced. This is known as red drop. While what is meant by immersion enhancement effect? It is also known as reversal of red drop. If we provide red as well as far red light simultaneously, then photosynthesis get increased. Means when we provide both the wavelengths, that is 680 nanometer, that is red light, and 700 nanometer, that is the far red light, then photosynthesis in plants get increased. Means there is a reversal of red drop. Then next point is these processes are associated with 2 groups of photosynthetic pigments. 2 groups of photosynthetic pigments called as a pigment system 1. It is also known as photosystem 1 and pigment system 2. It is also known as photosystem 2. Then wavelength of light shorter than 680 nanometer affect the both pigment systems. Means pigment system 1 as well as pigment system 2 both absorb 680 nanometer light, but wavelength longer than 680 nanometer, means far red light, affect only pigment system 1. Means photosystem 1 or pigment system 1, it absorb more than 600 nanometer light also, but pigment system 2 absorb only 680 nanometer. Then see the pigment system 1 or photosystem 1. What is photosystem 1? Butler in 1966 found that pigment chlorophyll A exists in 2 forms, one having absorption maximum 673 nanometer, it is known as chlorophyll A 673, and other at the 683 nanometer, that is chlorophyll A 683. This is according to the Butler. See, photosystems are actually the main reaction centers. They absorb light energy in the form of photons and they convert that light energy into the chemical energy. Therefore, photosystems are very essential in the photo part. According to Butler, there are 2 types of chlorophyll are present in photosystems. In photosystem 1, that is chlorophyll A at 673 and another chlorophyll A 683. Then according to Clayton in 1966 again discover another form of chlorophyll A which has absorption maximum 700 nanometer. It is also known as P700. This is according to Clayton. Then next scientist Govindji and Rabinowitz in 1960, Mayers and French in 1960, Mayers in 1964 have shown that light energy for pigment 1 or photosystem 1 is controlled by chlorophyll A 683, chlorophyll A 695, and it is also P 700 nanometer, and the carotenoids also contain the chlorophyll B. This is according to the Govindji and Rabinowitz. Means according to both of them, there are three forms of chlorophyll are present in photosystem 1. Then carotenoids are also present, and chlorophyll B is also present. Means according to different scientists, there are different forms of chlorophyll, carotenoids and chlorophyll B are present in photosystem 1. Actually these all are the pigments. Therefore photosystems are also known as pigment systems. And what is the role of these pigments? You already studied that chlorophyll A is the main reaction center. Why it is called as main reaction center? Because chlorophyll A is generally absorb light in the form of photon and directly convert it into the chemical energy, and also during which photolysis of water takes place. Water molecule, that is H2O, get converted into twice H plus 2 electrons plus half oxygen molecules, and these electrons, they are excited in the form of that light and accepted by the next acceptor, that is pheophytin. This is actually the role of chlorophyll A. Therefore chlorophyll A is present, according to different scientists, present in the various forms, and this chlorophyll A is act as a main reaction center, while carotenoids and other pigments like chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, in xanthophyll zeaxanthin, phylloxanthin, anthroxanthin, these all pigments, they are the accessory pigments, accessory or also known as antenna molecules. They only receive the light and transfer to the chlorophyll A. They do not convert it into the chemical energy. Means they get the light in the form of photon and directly transfer to the chlorophyll A. Therefore these all molecules are known as accessory molecules. They are not the main reaction center. I hope you understand the concept. The next one, photosystem 1 consists a central core complex 1 and light harvesting complex 1. These two complexes are associated with photosystem 1, that is core complex 1 and the light harvesting complex 1. See, in the core complex consist their respective reaction centers associated with proteins, also electron donors and acceptors. Means core complex is associated with transmembrane proteins, or proteins, they are associated with thylakoid membrane. Means when electron photolysis of water takes place at the photosystem 2, where the electron get generate, and that electron is accepted by some transmembrane as well as some proteins, they are associated with thylakoid membrane, and these all proteins and electron donors and acceptors, they are togetherly known as core complexes. Then second one is the light harvesting complexes. Contain antenna pigments. Antenna pigments means accessory pigments like carotenoids, xanthophylls, zeaxanthin, anthraxanthin, viloxanthin. Then chlorophyll B, these all known as antenna pigments, and also associated with proteins, and their main function is to harvest light energy, transfer it to the respective reaction center. I already told that main reaction center is chlorophyll A, and other all pigments, more than 250 pigments are present. 2500 pigments are present in leaf. Out of that, only chlorophyll A is the main reaction center, while other are the accessory pigments. They only receive the light and transfer to the main reaction center, that is chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A. Then location, actually this photosystem 1 is located in the stromal lamellae. I already show you the stromal lamellae. These are the stromal lamellae. Stromal lamellae, they connect the two grana, means they are present inside the stroma. Therefore, they are known as this green color. They connected the two. They are connected to the two. Connected to the two grana. Therefore, it is known as stromal lamellae. Then location, you understand the location, stromal lamellae. Then see next pigment system or photosystem. It is photosystem second or pigment system second. See, it contains chlorophyll B, some forms of chlorophyll A. Again, some forms of chlorophyll A in pigment system second, such as chlorophyll A 662, chlorophyll A 670, chlorophyll A 677. Means this chlorophyll A absorb 662 nanometer light, second one is absorb 670 nanometer light, third absorb 677 nanometer light, and also carotenoids. Means photosystem second also contain the chlorophyll B, chlorophyll A, and the carotenoids. Out of that, chlorophyll A is the main reaction center, while chlorophyll B and carotenoids are the accessory pigments. The next point, a very small amount of special form of chlorophyll A called P680 constitute the reaction center of pigment system second. Means main reaction center, that is chlorophyll A 680, it is designated as P680. This is the main reaction center in photosystem second. Means it absorb the wavelength 680 nanometer. In photosystem 1 it is 700. It designated at P700, that is the main reaction center, while here P680, this form of chlorophyll A is the main reaction center. See, in case of red and blue green algae, the pigment system contain phycobilins in place of chlorophyll A. In case of red and the blue green algae is actually the lower cryptogam, and it consists phycobilins in place of chlorophyll B. Means chlorophyll B is absent in red and blue green alga. Blue green alga, it is also known as cyanobacteria. It is the prokaryotic algae. It consists phycobilins at the place of chlorophyll B. Then next point, pigment system second, photosystem second consists central core complex second and light harvesting complex second. This is we studied in photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 consists central core complex 1 and light harvesting complex 1, while photosystem 2 consists center core complex 2 and the light harvesting complex 2. The core complex consists respective reaction center, means which is reaction center in photosystem 2, that is designated as P680, means the chlorophyll A that absorb the light of 680 is the main reaction center. Then associated with proteins and also electron donors and acceptors. These are present in core complexes. Some donors, some acceptors, proteins and main reaction center. Then the light harvesting complexes contain antenna pigments. Antenna pigments, which antenna pigments? Like all accessory pigments, they only absorb the light in the form of photon and transfer to the chlorophyll A, that is main reaction center, associated with proteins, and the main function is to harvest light energy and transfer it to the respective reaction center. Means all accessory molecules, they are associated with light harvesting complex. These are the two complexes, core complex and the light harvesting complex. Then location, this photosystem 2 is present in the granule lamellae. Granule lamellae. See, I show you the granule lamellae. These are the granule lamellae. Granule lamellae means generally the two thylakoid membranes, they are attached by the granule lamellae. Means the granule layer or membrane, we say it as a granule lamellae. And photosystem 2 is present inside that membrane of grana or membrane of thylakoid, and photosystem 1 is present in the stromal lamellae. This is the stromal lamellae, while granule is this membrane of thylakoid is the granule lamellae. Means photosystem 1 is present in the stromal lamellae, while photosystem 2 is present in the membrane of granule lamellae. This is the location of photosystem 1 and the photosystem 2. Then what are the functions of photosystem 1 and the photosystem 2? Photosystem 1 produces strong reductant and weak oxidant. It can therefore reduce NADP but cannot photolyze water. Actually, photolysis of water takes place at photosystem 2. Why? Because photosystem 1 is the weak oxidant and strong reductant, while photosystem 2 produce weak reductant and a very strong oxidant, because of which it can cause the photolysis of water. What happens in photolysis of water? Actually, water molecule that split into two hydrogen molecules, H plus two electrons and half oxygen. Means what happens? Water gets split or water oxidize. Water gets split or it get oxidized into two hydrogen, two electron and half oxygen. Oxidation means it donate the electron. Therefore, photosystem 2 is a very strong oxidant, means it oxidize the water molecule. And what is meant by reductant? Reductant means it reduce, means gain of electron. Here what happens? Water gets split, means it donate the electron. Therefore photosystem is the strong oxidant. It photolyze the water, while photosystem 1 is the weak oxidant. Therefore it cannot photolyze the water. Then what are the other functions of photosystem 1 and 2? Major functions are they absorb the light and convert it into the chemical energy. This is the major function, because all the pigments they are present in the photosystem. Reaction center, that is chlorophyll A, as well as other accessory pigment, they all are present in photosystems. Therefore they absorb the light in the form of photon and convert it into the chemical energy. These are the functions of photosystem 1 and 2. Then see the organization of electron transport system. I already told you that there are two parts of photosynthesis, that is photo part and second one is the synthesis part. Now we are going to discussing the photo part, because we already study the photosystems, that is photosystem 1 and the photosystem 2, and these photosystems they are the part of cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. And cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation are the parts of photosynthesis that synthesize ATP and the NADPH2. See the organization of photosynthetic electron transport system, or it is also known as ETS. These are some transmembrane proteins in electron transport system. This is photosystem 2. It is a transmembrane. First of all, see, this is the thylakoid lumen and outer space is the chloroplast stroma. Means if this is chloroplast and this is the grana, these are the granas, then the membrane of this grana or thylakoid consists these transmembrane proteins. They are also the proteins associated with membrane. And chloroplast stroma, see this space, white space, this is known as chloroplast stroma, while thylakoid lumen, the inner space of thylakoid is known as thylakoid lumen. And these all proteins they are present inside the thylakoid membrane or granule membrane. See which proteins are present. Photosystem 2, first one, it is the transmembrane protein, then plastoquinone, then pheophytin, then next one is the cytochrome B6F, this is also the transmembrane, then plastocyanin, it is present toward the thylakoid lumen, it is associated with thylakoid membrane, it is not a transmembrane protein. Then photosystem 1, it is also the transmembrane. Then ferredoxin, ferrous sulfate, they are not a transmembrane, they are associated with membrane, they are present toward the chloroplast stroma, they are present inside the stroma, they are not the transmembrane. And last one is the ATP synthase, this is also the transmembrane protein. This is actually the organization of photosynthetic electron transport system. Some are the transmembrane proteins and some they are associated with this membrane. In next lecture we are actually going to study the non-cyclic photophosphorylation and the cyclic photophosphorylation. Therefore we discuss in the next lecture, that is how photolysis of water takes place, how electron get donate, then how ATP and NADPH2 are synthesized. It will study in the next lecture. This is only the organization of photosynthetic electron transport system. You may remember the thylakoid membrane, then transmembrane proteins like photosystem second, plastoquinone, cytochrome B6F, photosystem 1, ATP synthase, and some membrane associated proteins, that is plastocyanin and the ferredoxin ferrous sulfate. Then see the evidence from thylakoid membrane. What are the evidences? First of all, see the chemical composition of thylakoid membrane. You know all the membranes, all the plasma membranes generally made up of 50% proteins and 50% lipids. Negligible amount of carbohydrates are present. Less than 1% carbohydrates are generally present in plasma membrane. This is the composition of thylakoid membrane. But all plasma membranes are also made up of 50% proteins and the 50% lipids. Negligible amount of carbohydrates are present in the thylakoid membrane or other plasma membranes like plasma membrane of cell or other organelles like mitochondria or nucleus, etc. Then recent proteomic studies, thylakoid fractions have provided further details on protein composition of thylakoids. According to this study, it consists at least 335 proteins present in the thylakoid membrane. At least 335 proteins. Out of these, 89 are in lumen. Lumen means the inner space of thylakoid membrane. Then 116 are integral membrane protein, means transmembrane protein. How many? 116. Then 62 are the peripheral protein on stroma side. On stroma side, 62 proteins, they are known as peripheral proteins, are present, and 68 peripheral proteins in luminal side. Luminal side, there are total 68 proteins. Means this number of proteins, at least 335 proteins present in the thylakoid membrane, and out of that 89 present in lumen, 116 integral membrane protein, they are also known as transmembrane protein, 62 peripheral protein on stroma side, while 68 peripheral protein on the luminal side. For example, I told you that plastocyanin, this is also one protein, it present in the luminal side, while integral membrane protein means photosystem 1, then plastoquinone, photosystem second, these are the integral membrane proteins. In thylakoid proteins with known function, 42% involved in the photosynthesis. Out of 335, 42% involved in the photosynthesis. Then second evidence, electropotential gradient. In 1966, Andre show that chloroplast synthesis ATP in dark when artificial pH gradient imposed across the thylakoid membrane. Actually, he done one experiment. For this experiment, he soaked chloroplast in the pH 4 buffer for several hours and rapidly mixed them with pH 8 buffer containing ADP and inorganic phosphate. The pH of stroma suddenly increased to 8, means pH of stroma get alkaline, while pH of thylakoid lumen remain at 4, means pH of lumen is acidic. A burst ATP synthesis then accompanied that disappearance of pH gradient across the thylakoid membrane. Means according to this experiment, when thylakoid membrane soak or chloroplast soaked in the pH 4 buffer, and when rapidly mixed with pH 8 buffer containing ADP and inorganic phosphate, some changes are seen in lumen as well as stroma. Which changes? The pH of lumen of thylakoid and stroma get changed. pH of lumen get acidic while pH of stroma get alkaline, means both the pH get changed. And this is the very important experiment that it is very important, told about the synthesis of ATP. Then this experiment put forth by Peter Michel that ATP synthesis is driven by proton motive force. I already told you that in cyclic as well as non-cyclic photophosphorylation, ATP are synthesized, and this ATP synthesized due to the membrane proteins present in thylakoid membrane, or transmembrane proteins present in thylakoid membrane. And it also proved by Andre in 1966, and it put forth by Peter Michel that ATP synthesis is driven by proton motive force. Then this is part 1. This is about the photosystems, then ultrastructure of chloroplast, then the organization of electron transport system, and some evidences for the ATP synthesis in a cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Our next lecture is cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation, in which how ATP, NADPH2 are synthesized, and also the significance of cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. I refer Tej and Jigar book, reference book of plant physiology for the chapter. Also book by V. Verma, V.K. Jain. These 3 books are very important or informative for to study plant physiology, photosynthesis, or any other metabolic process. You also refer these references for this study. I hope you understand all the content in today's lecture. So thank you guys. We meet in the next lecture. Thank you.